The ghost in the machine. Imagine waking up on a quiet holiday morning. December 26th, 2025. The world is still. The heavy snows of late December have blanketed the Northeast. The stock markets in New York and London are dark, and the financial news cycle is stuck on a loop of year-in-review fluff pieces. You brew your morning coffee, you check your portfolio, and everything looks deceptively normal. The silver price on your screen is sitting exactly where it was when you went to bed, $74.87. But thousands of miles away, in a glass and steel tower in the Lujiazui financial district of Shanghai, something impossible is happening. While the Western world slept, the Shanghai Gold Exchange, the SG, the heart of the physical bullion world, did not stop. On this Boxing Day, the digital tickers in Asia began to climb. They didn't just drift, they accelerated. Within hours, the price of physical silver in the East crossed a threshold that the algorithms in London and New York said shouldn't exist for years. It hit $82 per ounce. This wasn't a glitch. It wasn't a fat finger trade by a tired intern. It was a massive, structural, physical decoupling. While your screen in the West told you silver was worth $74, the actual physical metal in the East was selling for nearly $8 more. In the world of high-stakes finance, we call this a divorce. It is the moment the paper illusion finally snaps. But here is the terrifying reality. If you don't understand why this gap appeared, and what is about to happen when the New York markets open on Monday morning, you are about to walk face first into the most vicious trap ever set for the retail investor. If you want to stay ahead of these global decoupling events before the mainstream media even wakes up, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We track the paper versus physical war every single week so you don't get caught in the gears. Today, we are peeling back the layers of a global conspiracy. We are investigating the cooling system failure that masked a multi-billion-dollar emergency, the Chinese export wall that goes up on January 1st, and the secret roadmap to turning this crisis into a generational legacy. The curiosity gap, the $100,000 paperweight. Before we dive into the mechanics of the trade, I have to ask you a question that might keep you up tonight. If silver hits $150 next week, can you actually sell yours? Most people watching the $82 print in Shanghai are celebrating. They think they've won. They think their silver ETF or their digital bank balance is about to make them rich. But there is a silent kill switch built into the Western financial system. We've seen it happen with nickel on the LME when trades were retroactively canceled. We've seen it with GameStop when the buy button disappeared. There is a specific way you must hold this metal to ensure you aren't holding a worthless digital receipt when the trap snaps shut. We are going to reveal the physical holding protocol at the very end of this video. The only 3 ways to store silver that bypass the banking kill switch. But to understand why you need it, you first have to understand the crime scene of the Monday morning trap. Chapter 1. The $7.13 divorce, defining the trap. As of the latest data from the Shanghai Gold Exchange, physical silver is trading at a staggering $7.13 premium over the Western spot price. To the average person, $7 doesn't sound like much. But in the world of professional arbitrage, $7 is an ocean. It is a Grand Canyon. Usually, the gap between Shanghai and New York is measured in pennies. It's a friction cost. When it reaches $7, it means the physical market is screaming that the paper price is a lie. To understand the trap, you have to understand that there are 2 silvers. There is paper silver, which is what you see on CNBC and your brokerage app. This price is dictated by the COMEX in New York, a futures market where people trade promises to deliver silver. Then, there is physical silver, which is a heavy, cold metal that you can drop on your foot. For 36 hours over this Christmas holiday, the paper market was offline. the bank algorithms that usually smash the price, using high-frequency trading to sell billions of ounces of non-existent silver, were in holiday mode. In that silence, the true physical demand finally revealed its face. This creates the Monday morning trap. When New York opens, the paper shorts, the big bullion banks like JP Morgan and HSBC, have two choices. First, the capitulation. They can let the price gap up to $82 to match Shanghai. If they do this, it will trigger a short squeeze of biblical proportions. Every hedge fund betting against silver will be forced to buy back their positions at any price, potentially sending silver to $100 or $120 in a single afternoon. Second, the smash. They can flood the market with billions of ounces of fake paper silver the moment the opening bell rings. They will sell silver that does not exist to force the price back down to $74, trapping anyone who bought the hype over the weekend. If you buy the paper silver on Monday morning, you are gambling against the house. If you own the physical, the smash doesn't matter, because the $82 price in Shanghai proves that the world is running out of the actual metal. Chapter 2. The Mystery of the Thanksgiving Cooling Failure. To see where we are going, we have to look back at the glitch that proved the vaults are empty. On November 28, 2025, the CME Group halted trading across its Globex platform for hours. They claimed it was a cooling system failure at Cyrus 1 data centers. But look at the timing. At that exact moment, the Federal Reserve was forced into the market. Just weeks prior, on October 31st, we saw a massive $29.4 billion repo injection, the largest since the 2000s. The official story is that a server got too hot. The market story is far darker. The rumor circulating among top-tier bullion dealers is that a massive sovereign entity, likely a BRICS nation, attempted to take physical delivery of their silver contracts. They didn't want the cash, they wanted the bars. The COMEX did not have the bars. They were naked short. To prevent a default that would have crashed the US dollar and exposed the insolvency of the Western exchanges, they shut OFF the air conditioning. They paused the game while the Fed provided the liquidity backstop to pay the buyer off in secret, convincing them to walk away with a massive convenience fee instead of the metal. The $82 print in Shanghai is the proof that the cooling failure didn't fix the problem, it only delayed it. The Eastern markets have realized that the Western vaults are a Potemkin village, all facade, no foundation. Chapter 3. The Industrial Vacuum. Why the metal is gone. Why is China paying $82 when the rest of the world thinks it's $74? Because they aren't investing in silver, they are consuming it. They are in an industrial life-or-death struggle. Silver is the most conductive element on Earth. It is the oil of the AI era. If you want to build the future, you cannot do it without silver. The AI surge, the nervous system of intelligence. Every NVIDIA H100 and the newer H200 GPS require high-purity silver for their circuitry. As data centers explode across the globe to fuel the AI arms race, the tech giants are no longer buying silver, they are hoarding it. Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla have realized that their multi-trillion-dollar valuations are built on a metal that costs less than a fancy dinner. They are bypassing the exchanges and going straight to the miners to lock up supply for the next decade. The solar tsunami, the 24/7 energy war. China produces 80% of the world's solar panels. The new TOPCon technology, which is the gold standard for efficiency, uses 30 to 40% more silver powder than previous generations. While researchers are trying to use silver-coated copper, the industry is still addicted to the real thing. I want to hear from you. Are you stacking physical bars, sovereign coins, or are you betting on the miners to capture this move? Drop a comment below with your silver strategy for 2026. I'm reading every single one to see where the community is positioned. The EV shift, the silver engine. A high-end electric vehicle like a Tesla Model S can use up to 2 ounces of silver, roughly 60 grams, across its electrical architecture and high-voltage contactors. Multiply that by the millions of EVs hitting the road in China and Europe, and you have a demand curve that is literally vertical. We are currently in a 252 400 million ounce global deficit. This isn't a theory. It is math. We are using silver faster than we can dig it up. The SG warehouses are at their lowest levels in a decade. When the inventory hits zero, the price doesn't go up incrementally. It goes non-linear. Chapter 4. The January 1st export wall, the climax. If the current deficit sounds bad, wait until the calendar turns to 2026. On January 1st, just days away, China is implementing a new export licensing framework and quota system for silver, tungsten, and antimony. On the surface, it sounds like environmentalism and resource protection, but in reality, it is a strategic blockade. Under these rules, China is reintroducing quotas that have been suspended for years. They are locking their refined silver inside their own borders to fuel their domestic AI and solar industries. China is building a silver fortress. They are telling the West, you can have our paper receipts, but we are keeping the metal. When that wall goes up, the limited supply left for the rest of the world will be fought over by every industrial giant, from Samsung to Siemens. Imagine a game of musical chairs where 100 people are playing, and on January 1st, 70 chairs are suddenly removed from the room. That is what the silver market looks like next week. Chapter 5. The Math of the Mining Lever. For the retail investor, the Monday morning trap offers a unique opportunity through mining stocks, but only if you understand the leverage. Most people think if silver goes up 10%, a silver mine goes up 10%. They couldn't be more wrong. Let's look at a primary silver miner with an all-in sustaining cost, an AISC, of $22 per ounce. This is what it costs them to get the metal out of the ground. At $30 silver, the miner makes $8 profit per ounce. At $82 silver, the miner makes $60 profit per ounce. While the price of silver has increased by 2.7 times, the profit for the miner has increased by 7.5 times. If you want our specific watch list of unhedged miners in safe jurisdictions like Canada and the US, make sure you're subscribed. We'll be dropping a deep dive on the top 3 silver miners for $100 silver in our next video. But there is a warning. You must be careful. You need unhedged miners. A hedged miner has already sold their silver at $30 to the banks to secure a loan. They won't see a dime of this rally. You also need companies in safe jurisdictions. If a mine is in a country with high political instability, the government might simply nationalize the mine when silver hits $100. They will take your assets and leave you with nothing. Chapter 6. The Roadmap to $150. The 30:1 strategy. The goal of the macro edit isn't just to help you buy and hope. The goal is to use the gold-to-silver ratio to build a generational legacy. Historically, for over 2,000 years, the ratio of gold to silver was roughly 15:1. Today, even with silver at record highs, the ratio is still far from its historical mean. The strategy of the smart money is simple. Phase 1. Ride the silver moonshot as the ratio collapses. As the industrial panic sets in, silver will outperform gold. Phase 2. Watch the ratio. When it drops from its current levels down to 30:1, you don't just sell for cash. You swap. Phase 3. You trade your silver for gold. Why? Because gold is the ultimate wealth insurance, but silver is the wealth creator. By riding the silver rocket ship and swapping at the 30:1 mark, you effectively double your gold holdings for free if you could only hold one for the next 10 years. Would it be 1 ounce of gold or 50 ounces of silver? Let us know in the comments. Let's see if the silver squeeze sentiment is stronger than the gold standard. Chapter 7. The Resolution, the Physical Holding Protocol. Now, we return to the kill switch. If the Monday morning trap snaps and the COMEX halts trading, or if the cooling system fails again and stays off, your digital silver is a liability. It is a line of code on a bankrupt server. To survive the decoupling, you must follow the 3 rules of physical possession. Rule 1. The possession is 10/10 rule. If you don't have it in your physical reach, you don't own it. Allocated accounts in major Western banks are often fractional. The solution: take delivery. Buy sovereign coins like American Eagles or Canadian Maples. Why sovereign coins? Because they are legal tender. In many jurisdictions, seizing legal tender is a much higher legal hurdle for a government than seizing private bullion. Rule 2. The barter-ready diversification. If the $82 print leads to a $150 manic phase, you won't want to sell your 100-ounce bars to buy groceries or pay for a repair. The solution: hold junk silver, pre-1965 U.S. quarters and dimes. They are 90% silver, easily recognizable, and perfect for small transactions if the banking system freezes. Rule 3. The deep state storage method. Do not put your silver in a bank's safety deposit box. When the trap snaps, the first thing that happens is a bank holiday. The doors are locked. The solution: use private, non-bank vaulting in neutral zones like Singapore or Switzerland. Singapore is particularly vital because it has NOGSD on investment precious metals and is physically removed from the debt-laden collapse of the Eurozone and the US. These facilities are not part of the banking system. If JP Morgan goes under on Monday morning, your silver in a Singaporean vault remains untouched and accessible. The final warning: the 48-hour window. As we head into Monday morning, remember the lesson of the Thanksgiving glitch. The system is held together by paper, algorithms, and air conditioning. The $82 print in Shanghai is a gift. It is a warning shot fired across the bow of the Titanic. It is the physical world telling you that the paper world is about to burn. You have a very short window to move your wealth from the trap into the truth. When the New York bell rings on Monday, the paper shorts will try to gaslight you. They will try to smash the price to make you panic sell your physical bars back to them. Don't fall for it. The physical market has spoken. The price is $82. The inventory is 0. The export wall is going up. On Monday, the West will either have to pay the real price or break the system entirely. Make sure you aren't the one caught in the gears.